Good morning. I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. I'm standing out of the breeze right now because when I step into it, it's brutal. So you can see we're back to winter. Snow's all here. This is a sheltered spot, but I've got my winter gear back on. I was going to put it all away, so luckily I kept it out, and it's a cold one. So let's get in the barn and get started. Back to shoveling pathways into the doors again. It is still February though, and we were spoilt with the nice weather, so. Buddy, you were smart. You stayed in here instead of the barn. Much warmer in this room. Yeah, much warmer. Hi, how you doing? Hi. This is the new rowdy crew. We put some nice fresh straw out here last night for them, and I would say that the barn in here is just above freezing, so it's actually not too bad. Everybody looks to be healthy and happy in here. Everyone's running around. As far as I can see, nobody looks to be in any distress. But once lambs are nursing and running around, the only threat they have is from their mothers sitting or stepping on them. But the cold doesn't seem to bother them too much. Hi, rowdy crew. And there's an example of the 3 types of colors you can get from Suffolks. Kind of the more gray type, the more black type, the more mottly type. Now that mottly one, I can see it's up on his ears too, so that would be a cross. Because Suffolks can have a mottly wool like that on the body too, like this guy. But it's not on his head or legs. Well, now that he lifts his head up, I can see that maybe it is, so I'm guessing he's a cross too. But Suffolks, that the mottling doesn't go onto their hair. And it's hair they have on their ears, face, and legs. It's wool on their body. So the wool areas can be mottled at this age. But the hair area is always dark on a Suffolk. It's an easy way to find out if it's a cross or not. And those black guys there, I swear to God, when we shear them off, they will be the color of that ewe there. It's amazing how black they can be as babies, but it does all fade away by the time they get older and that baby fleece is taken off. Those guys are starting to run around back there now. And here's our one lamb in the pen. And this was a teeny tiny one when it was born. And you can see the nice thing about Suffolks is they do grow very fast. So this looks right now like just an average newborn lamb, but it's about a week old. So it's smaller than normal for our Suffolks, but it's still a fairly decent size. But I want it to grow more because the lambs in the pen over there that we were looking at, they are much more robust at the same age. They found the little box up there that they can sleep in, and they all go sleep there. Hi, sweetheart. But we like them to be of similar size. And here's my rowdy crew. I know, you heard me? I'm gonna feed ya. I'm gonna feed ya. You didn't need to come running out. And look at this triplet. The one jumping over the other one. He's enormous now. Yes, these are his sisters out here. See the size of that big triplet male? he a big boy now? And that's, the sisters are doing good too. But he's a bruiser. So this triplet here, this is the boy. He wants to make sure that there's no leftovers. He's a grade because he's got spots on his ears. But this is a really, really good ram. He's aggressive to eat, which makes them grow to their potential. Those little lambs that kind of nibble and just fuss around, they don't grow well, and they don't ever amount to much. But you can see this guy, he's got perfect legs on him, perfect head. It's a boy. But if you see from his shoulders here, behind his head, to his rump at the back, it's all the same width, and it's really wide. Like, that's my hand. And he's, you know, well, he's 118 by the look of it, so he's maybe 2 weeks old. He's going to be a really nice ram. But he's a little pushy right now because he's very food oriented. So he drinks his bottle faster than all the rest. And then once he's done, he'll come check to see if I have any. And if he doesn't, he'll run back to the others who are drinking at the bottle feeder, and he'll knock everybody off so he can get more than his fair share. Isn't that right? Yes, it is right. But nutrition is what makes you grow. And that's why if you pull your lambs off milk replacer or off their ewes early, it sets the lambs back, because now they have to rely only on what you are feeding them. And for a lot of lambs, that can take them a while to figure it out, to the point where they're eating as much nutritional value as they would have gotten if they were having the milk as well. And you know, people will say, well, that's okay, they fall back a little and then they catch up, and they do. But in those several weeks to a month of falling back and catching up, you're talking about growth stages. So if you had a newborn infant, you don't ever want it to go back onto a negative plane of nutrition. It actually does affect your end result when you're that age. So people will always say, how do your lambs grow so big so fast? Like, why are your lambs bigger than ours? And I'm thinking a lot of times it has to do with us just keeping the lambs on the mums a little longer. And I'm not talking months and months. I'm just talking a few weeks. It makes all the difference. There he is. You're a bruiser. And that one with him. There's a few I put in here as watches. That's another triplet. He's not on a bottle because I can't even remember why that one's in here. But that is also an extremely nicely built lamb. But he must be a triplet because he's in here not getting a bottle. But I think we adopted his brother or sister off. See the nice stand on them? You can tell even at this age, the nice spacing, the nice smooth back from the hips to the shoulders. And it's substantial too. It's not a narrow progression from the hips to the shoulder. It's wide. Like, I can put my hand on there and my hand will go right across that. That's what we're looking for, buddy. When our jugs empty up like this, you can get a little complacent and kind of forget that you got all these girls that are still going to have lambs. So we still do have to check these guys all the time. But you can see here there's a lot of really small udders. that udder there is a ewe that lost her lamb, and it's drying up. I think I counted 7 udders that are bigger in here right now. So I figure there's 7 that are fairly close, but we're thinking that they're going to go in the next cycle, which isn't for a few more days. So it should work out perfectly with the weather if we're lucky. But they're looking really pretty. And you can see here, this is the mom who had the triplets, that we adopted one, and then she sat on the other 2. But that's why she has an udder. But the one next to her is going to have a lamb. So you can she's uddering up. This one too has got an udder there. So we just can't ignore these girls. We gotta keep checking. And you can see how with the wind the snow's come in the windows again. As I was walking around doing the salt and mineral in here, there's another one with an udder. This one's laying off to the side. She's not doing anything right now. But you know what laying off to the side often means? Either she's not feeling well or she's going to have a lamb. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for her. Now off to the coveralls. And as soon as you come around that corner, that's when the wind starts. One good thing is it gets rid of all the mud. The nice thing about this area right where I am right now is this is where we have all the hay stacked up around the barns, and it does add a little bit of shelter to the barns so they don't get hit quite so badly with the winds. And then as I come in here, it's going to be bad again. What? Getting into the barn's a little difficult because that's a snowdrift. Oh, gonna have to walk through the door, but Arnie's gonna have to get this moved because that's a huge drift. See where he shoveled? That's pretty deep. Oh. It's almost hot in here. But where the rats have chewed holes in our curtains, a whole bunch of snow came in, and I see all the lambs are checking it out because they won't have seen that in the barn before. Even the ewes eating the snow. But we shouldn't have snow in this barn, but what those rats have done is they've chewed holes through the curtain. They're really, really terrible things. We did try 2 of those little box rat traps, and they definitely do not work for us. Not a single rat went inside them. And this is why, because we have lots of feed at the troughs here. And just like the lambs like to eat when it's easy to access the feed, same goes for the rats. But you can see everybody, all the lambs are now starting to eat creep feed more, and I can really notice that they're eating well because less and less come up to take bottles, so I can slowly start cutting them off the amount of milk they're getting. Too bad we missed that, because when I opened the door it scared all the lambs, but there's a whole bunch of little white lambs in the creep area, including Looney there. They might head back now. See, it's actually not bad in here either, even though there's a little less sheep in here. Hi, how you doing? And in the black pen, luckily I'm not seeing anyone crushed today. When I found the lamb yesterday, they were lined up like that, standing right on top of it. It was unbelievable. But the majority of them did go over to the creep area. Hi! Hi, you guys! Hi! Oh, and one of them's playing with Sally. She probably likes some attention. Maybe not, because little lambs can be a little abusers sometimes. Oh, Mommy just called her lambs in there. Hi, you guys. And we got some in here. This is the pen of the humdingers. You can tell even at this age. Hi, buddy. You are something special. You're pretty nice too. You guys are all really nice. You are. You're all really nice. This guy here is really nice too, the spotty one. Back here they're standing on the little platform that we put out for them. They're eating creep and they're eating hay back here. And these are really young guys. These are a week old. But like I said earlier, you like to see lambs that are motivated to eat like that. They're the good growers. They're the ones you want in your flock. The Suffolks in the other coverall, for some reason, were really, really slow to get started eating. I totally don't know why. But these guys, we just put this creep pen up yesterday and they're in it already. Hi, you guys. Hi, you're looking snazzy. I might call this big tall guy Lucifer instead, because I don't see any faults on this guy. Imagine we're going to keep him. Knock on wood that nothing happens to him. And why I say he's so good is he shows no bowing or bending in his legs. He's right up on his tippy toes. He's got a wide rump already that goes all the way through to his shoulders. He's got a really long body, length of body, and a straight back, no swaying there, and an absolutely gorgeous head. Heads are very important. Most dairy farmers will tell you that if you look at the head, it will tell you the whole story on the sheep's conformation. A good head is usually a good sheep. That ewe's holding her foot up. She's the one that Arnie, when he trimmed her hoof, it started to bleed, and we wrapped it with vet wrap because it was bleeding so heavily. We took the wrap off yesterday, so I think she's still sore on that foot and not used to it. But we took it off because we thought the foot was starting to swell. So she's got to heal up on her own now. Oh, I came to feed bottles, and I was going to say I was right that Suffolk ewe had a lamb, but it's not a Suffolk ewe. Oh my goodness, we're going to have to call you Ice because it's an icy, icy day. Oh, and you know who this is? This is the ewe we bought at the Classic. Well, we never saw this one get bred. This is the other one. This is the one from the tall girl. Oh my goodness. So she's a newcomer to the farm. This is her first lambing and her first lambing here. We bought her at the Classic. And she's had a really nice lamb. Arnie's just checking her for another. It's okay, sweetheart. Arnie's just checking her for another. No more? What kind of lamb is that? Just checking for milk. So she's got a little girl. Arnie's gonna mix her up some colostrum. We want this lamb to be nice and warm because it's such a cold day. And this is a first time mummy. I thought it was going to be the Suffolk we saw this morning because this is, we just came in here for afternoon chores. I just mixed my bottle of milk for the bottle babies and had this surprise. Whoa. This is kind of a bird's eye view from up above. I might get a hot water bottle just so he can sit on it.
Oh, come on now.
If you put a hot water bottle under them, it actually makes them dry quicker. We don't like to use heat lamps because a heat lamp
Don't, buddy.
makes you adjust more to the temperature, and we want them to adjust to the cold temperature, like to breathe the cold air and stuff like that.
Take it a little easy here for a second. Almost gone.
Dorsets never take it easy. I just put a towel around her, and she's sitting on top of a hot water bottle. So in about an hour she'll be probably dried off, and then once they're dry they stop the shivering and then they're okay. You don't want a chill to set in. I just checked my records, and the two ewes from the Classic got put in later than the rest of the Dorsets, so I wrote the expected earliest possible due date. And so this girl must have got bred the first day we put her in, because this is exactly her due date. And the other one, I'm gonna go back in the pen now and see if she's got an udder, because I actually didn't see this one breeding, but I definitely saw the other one getting bred. So I'm curious about the other one now, so I'm gonna walk back there and see how she's looking. I'm not exactly sure which one the other one is in this group, but I went and checked all these Dorsets, and I'm not seeing any udders on the ones that are left here, so they're way off, except for this girl who she's the second one in. She was supposed to be a cull, and we only had one cull, so we decided not to drive 2 hours just to take one sheep away, because she had mastitis on both sides. So she probably has no milk whatsoever. And it looks to me like she's got a really big udder. Can't see her hair. So her babies are going to be bottle babies, absolutely, for sure. It would be a miracle if she has milk, because she really did have bad mastitis. But I guess never say never, but I was kind of hoping that she wouldn't be bred, and all of these guys would be. What's taking you guys so long? Eh? This one has gotten out of her blanket and has gotten up to nurse. So this will be the first time this mom has ever nursed a baby. And she's standing there very quietly. Just what you want to see. So hopefully that hot water bottle will have warmed her up quite a bit. Plus we've already tubed her, so she's already had a first dose of colostrum. And now she's feeling like she wants to nurse off her mom. And this ewe always was a really quiet one. But you can see if you watch the back legs how they keep slipping every now and then. This is also her first time standing and walking. You guys are doing a great job. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but from where I'm standing, I can hear that little lamb nursing. Arnie said she was a tough milker, which means it's her milk doesn't flow too freely yet. So you need an aggressive lamb on ewes like that. Once she passes her placenta, usually then the milk really starts to flow. But her body right now thinks she's still in labor, and technically until the placenta passes, she is still in labor. So it's good that the lamb's trying. That'll help. The nursing will actually help stimulate contractions too, and make that placenta come out quicker. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna move. And there I can see the placenta's on its way out now. You see? Most moms aren't so comfortable nursing their lambs while they're delivering their placenta, because obviously they're trying to do something else and it's not comfortable to be pushing out a placenta. It's like having another lamb. But this mom, I see she's being really, really good. And you can see that's a very healthy placenta coming out. It's nice color. The nodules on it are nice colors. It's nice thickness. Sometimes you'll see yellow or brown placentas, or a white kind of creamy stuff on it. All of those are the sign of an unhealthy placenta, which indicates maybe a lamb had been lost, or she had a troubled birth, or whatever. Not a troubled birth, but a troubled pregnancy. But everything looks good here. But Mommy's not too comfortable right now. She wants that placenta out. And she's talking to it too. But that gives you a really good view of it. These girls are on the other side. They're wondering what's going on in here. And they're also actually looking for their grain because they know it's that time of day. You're doing a good job, Mommy. You really are. You're doing a really, really good job. And the daddy on this one is Hamish. Buddy's in the milk house here. He sits on top of the heater. Is it warmer up there, sweetheart? He is a funny cat. Buddy. Anyway, I think that's a nice note to end the day. An unexpected surprise for us. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.